Chapter 4 of Advanced Public Relations deals with interactions with stakeholders. This chapter looks at the diverse stakeholders in the organization, ranging from internal stakeholders who are employees to external stakeholders who live in the communities impacted by the firm. The role of public relations is to serve as a go-between the firm and the many stakeholders in the organization. The word public in public relations refers to all the people who have a stake in the organization. Internal publics refer to those who have a direct financial interest in the organization, including the common stockholders who invested in the firm and the employees who work for the firm. Remember that the common stockholders actually own the company. External stakeholders range from customers and suppliers who also have a financial relationship with the company to people who live in the communities around the company's plant location. It also includes governments, both local, state, and federal governments. The general community is also involved because of environmental concerns, which makes everybody in the whole world stakeholders in the firm. But public relation activities cannot deal with everybody on earth, so the people directly impacted by a given issue must be specifically targeted by the public relations message. The term audience refers to those stakeholders who receive a one-way message from the firm, such as a promotional commercial running on broadcast stations. So the term target audience means those people who have an interest in a given issue and who are passive recipients of a public relations message, usually a commercial that runs on broadcast channels. Often these one-way communications to a target audience are essentially a form of propaganda designed to evoke an emotional reaction to the message. On the other hand, many public relations promotional messages are factual communications designed to persuade interested publics to change their opinion on a given issue. Public relations efforts cannot address every possible issue with every single stakeholder, so public relations practitioners have to establish priorities for their efforts. First, they must identify the public groups that are most likely to be influenced by a public relations message regarding a specific issue. Second, they evaluate how much a given issue is likely to harm the image of the company. The third criteria is to identify those public groups that have the most impact on the company. These three criteria are ranked from 1 to 5, with 5 being the most in each category, and then the rankings are added together. The combined index is used to focus public relation activities on those issues and those specific publics with the highest combined index number. This process is a technique that is used to apply research to a problem in order to create a rank order index to prioritize the public relations efforts. Public relations practitioners should define public groups of stakeholders with labels and descriptions. It is important to determine the issues that motivate a particular public group and the best way to influence their opinions. For business purposes, the purchasing power of the public group is also important when assessing their potential impact on the company. Organizations with a diverse workforce are better able to influence a diverse public group. In particular, ensure that the public face of the company through public relations reflects a diversity in the employees. It is important for public relations practitioners to educate the internal stakeholders, the employees, to be sensitive to issues of gender, race, or national origin. Corporate culture means the values that the employees think that the company shares with them. So it includes the stated core values of the company and its mission statement. More importantly, the organization's performance should reflect the values and the mission, as demonstrated by the policies and procedures of the company. The ethical behavior of the company has a tremendous impact on the public opinion of the company. Part of the role of public relations is to advise the upper management about how to incorporate the stated core values and mission statements into the actual operations of the company. It's not enough to just talk the talk. Companies must also walk the walk to sustain a positive public opinion of the firm. You might read these 3 books, which have had a significant impact on the organizational behavior of corporations. Students who plan to go to graduate school should read books like this, which influence both real-world behaviors and the content of graduate courses. Surveys are the most common technique used to measure public opinion. The surveys may be public polls dealing with general issues, such as the preference for environmentally friendly products, or the survey can be funded by the organization to address a specific issue, such as the public opinion of the company's environmental policies. Social media can provide some indication of public opinion through trending topics on Twitter or the spread of a message through Facebook likes. However, people should show a little hesitancy to quickly embrace social media messages because the opinions expressed on social media often demonstrate a bandwagon effect. They spike rapidly and then quickly fade away. In other words, there's little staying power with social media. Public relations should pay particular attention to deliberate messages from members of the public. These messages may be complaints, which can serve as early warnings of larger problems, or they can be inquiries that show the need to provide additional factual information. Direct observations can also provide insights into public opinion. Companies often ask for phone numbers and zip codes from customers, which help identify the general location in which they live. Combined with census data and other purchase data sets, the location can provide valuable insights into customers. In addition, most commercial websites track the web pages that visitors look at. This information can indicate the facts that people want to know about an issue or a product. Participation also provides powerful information because the users have to take a deliberate action to look at a certain web page. So they are motivated to either buy the product or download the information. Public relations is most effective when dealing with issues that arise from poor communications. One such issue of miscommunication is when a company had done something wrong in the past that had a negative effect on the public opinion of the firm, but now it has corrected the problem. Then the role of public relations would be to communicate the fact that the company no longer does the undesirable behavior. An example would be a scandal dealing with overseas suppliers, like the spring 2013 collapse of a building in Bangladesh, which was used for a sewing factory that produced clothing in America. Over 500 people died in the building collapse, and some clothing retailers had to deal with the negative press coverage. These companies quickly changed their suppliers to companies who complied with safety codes, but the public relations problem was to get the message out that the problem had been corrected. Another perception problem may arise from a new competitor or a new product that puts the company in a bad light in comparison. This problem would be to communicate corrections to counter the message being put out by the competitor. Public relations messages should tell the public how the company is different from its competitors. This is not a comparison of products, which would be marketing, but rather is a promotional effort to show how the company as a whole differs from its competitors. The public relations message deals with good business practices, honesty, and customer service. Public attitudes are general feelings of the public. For example, people may think that products from a given country are low-quality goods. On the other hand, public opinions are specific judgments, which might be that the company's products are low quality because they are imported from this given foreign country. In that case, the public relations message would be to dispel the negative opinion by showing that the company has high quality standards to ensure good products even from a country with a poor reputation. Beliefs are based on values, so they are much more difficult to counteract with public relations messages. For example, consumers may believe that fur animals are mistreated. It would be a nearly impossible task to convince such a public that holds this belief that the company produces fur coats from animals that were raised humanely. The most visible aspect of public relations is crisis management, but public relations departments must build a foundation for crisis management over a long period of time beforehand. They should interact with media reporters on a continuous basis in order to build a mutually respectful relationship. Once a crisis occurs, public relations personnel cannot hide from sight and just issue written statements. It is important to put a human face on a corporation, whether the spokesperson is a public relations professional or a company official. It is critical that the public relations department build trust with the media through a long history of honest communications. Trust and credibility are the key to the acceptance of the message by the public. One common mistake in crisis management is to attempt to muddy the waters with public relations messages that just generally promote a positive image of the firm. But if there is an industrial accident with injuries and death, the public does not want to hear about the company's charitable donations. So cancel those general promotional messages and concentrate on the factual details of the crisis. If the company does not provide details in frequent updates during a crisis, the media will find their own facts, which may not be favorable towards the company or true. The critics of the company will come out of the woodwork to feed the media. In addition, failure to interact with the media during a crisis gives the impression that the company is hiding something. More importantly, the company should take immediate actions to reduce the suffering caused by the crisis. If people are injured, either physically or financially, take actions to help them right away. Also announce plans for corrective actions to prevent future repetitions of the crisis. Public relations should carry messages both from the company to the public and from the public to the company's upper management. Stakeholders are members of the public who have an interest in the organization. Focus on those members who are actively interested in the issue at hand. Identify the most important public group for a given issue and concentrate public relation activities on that group. The public opinion is most often caused by the actions of the company. The best way to create a positive public image is to first create a positive corporate culture with the employees. Public relations deals with honest facts, not with misleading statements. Eventually all lies are found out, so the only way to build a sustainable, long-term positive public opinion of the firm is through good corporate behavior. Honesty is not only the best policy for public relations, it is the only way to create effective public relations over the long term.